Germans, the supposedly hardworking and serious-looking people, who for some reason believe arriving on time is late and blow noses in the public. I did not make that up. They blow their nose literally anywhere. I mean, it's known to the point where of all things they have fucking named it as the public trumpet phenomenon. A country where the length of bureaucracy is longer than your list of debts, which in fact might even be even longer. A country whose scenic beauty makes tourists flock it like murder on a passed-out rodent. I was referring to a group of crows, by the way. But even in these supposedly well-protected and guarded countries, corporations can get quite shady. So shady to the point that a company was successful in single-handedly shredding the reputation of the financial watchdog of Germany. The Wirecard scandal. 1999, our fraud of the decade company saw its inception with the name of Wirecard in Munich, Germany. It was a specialist in processing credit card payments for online merchants. It operated especially in the high-risk areas of the internet. These sites are the shady zones of the internet where people burst their balls and literally lose their house alongside with dignity. With the wider market at that time effectively going bonkers around tech companies, claiming that you are a technology company would give orgasmic sensations to investors. And one such enlightened local investor invested 4 million Deutsche Marks in Wirecard. The general hype for the internet attracted more and more people to it, which meant more and more transactions for Wirecard to process. While all this was going on, it finally happened. The dot-com bubble burst of 2001, which left our German friend literally gasping for survival. After almost getting abortioned, Wirecard luckily got back on its legs and started to run faster than ever, cause it had been recapitalized by new investors. Markus Braun had become the new CEO. The company then restructured itself and began a new chapter. It pressed more on getting the volume of transactions as high as possible and charged more because of the high-risk nature of their function, with their charges reaching 30 to 35% many times. For context, other financial institutions charged less than 3% for low-risk transactions. Then came the golden years of Wirecard. Wirecard recovered from its early 2000s near insolvency, got listed via a reverse merger in 2005, bought a bank in 2006 named XCOM, which sounds more like some adult website, reported fast revenue and profit growth as a fintech or payments champion. It entered major indices like the DAX, signed big brand partnerships, and published glossy annual reports. So to most investors, the story looked like a smooth and a successful expansion. However, when all this was going on, the CEO and the COO probably got bored and thought to themselves, "It's a little boring in here, let's f*** up a little bit." They performed manipulative actions like market manipulations, fabricated financials, and other activities. Just like jerking off, things might have remained good if only they had done it in a limit, which means to say they did these financial sins for a long time. To be specific, 15 years. So it was not a single moment of oopsie-daisy, but rather a series of decisions which were worse than my decisions in life. You might be inclined to ask, what the hell were the regulators doing all the while? Well, my friend, the German regulator, was observing Wirecard closely and consoling it. This regulator acted more like emotional support to Wirecard. They instead chased the short sellers and the critics, and even had a fucking lawsuit filed against Financial Times journalists. And while Buffin played the role of a mother looking after her child, criticism about Wirecard kept increasing starting all the way from 2008. Short sellers and some analysts began questioning Wirecard's accounting, especially complex acquisitions and unusually high margins. They published reports alleging money laundering, fake customers. In 2014, the Financial Times journalists started to investigate the company. The actual breakthrough happened when an insider did the utterly brave act of leaking proofs of bad conduct. The leaked internal files and emails showed forged contracts, inflated revenue, and other shady stuff. Finally, KPMG audited their accounts and gave the following verdict, and I quote, Independent audit into Wirecard AG concluded that it was unable to obtain the data needed to confirm past revenues, which ultimately means I don't know where the all the money is. Then, EY switched its tone from everything is fine to everything is up. It later refused to rule a verdict because, surprise, surprise, they too could not verify the existence of funds. And so, there was a hole in the pocket of Wirecard which amounted to 1.9 billion euros. This was a really big news, and Buffin, which was sitting on its arse for a long time, finally stood up and did something. They raided the offices and arrested the CEO, following which the company finally filed for insolvency on June 25, 2020. Many regular people lost their money because of this fraud. I know there are many companies like this still out there. Until the regulators keep acting like bitches, it's difficult to really do anything other than watch our hard-earned money sink like Titanic. So that's enough frauds and ignorance for today, lads. Take care and invest safe.